Welcome back, junk journalers, to Hyper Stamper's video channel. I can't even stand it. I'm so excited about the next two journals I'm putting out because they are Christmas journals. I can only make a few a year because all of my papers inside are authentic, antique, and vintage Christmas ephemera, and that's really hard to come by. And I don't use any digital or replica papers or commercially bought anything. So let me tell you a little bit about this beautiful journal. It's quite a wide journal. This is over 6 inches and it's about 8 inches high. And this cover, you can't really see it, but down here, I had to get a magnifying glass to read it. It's from 1899, and this is a little booklet. You can even see, I left where the stitches were. Somebody hand sewed this book back together when it came apart. And it's from this book here. This is the cover of the book called Jolly Kris Kringle. And these are some of the pages that were, well, this is all of the pages that were inside the book here. And these will all be covers of journals over the next few years. So let me just show you, because the inside was so beautiful, I didn't want to glue it down. So I added this little hinge here. You flip that down and you open it up, and you can see the beautiful inside of the book. I didn't want to waste it because it's too pretty. And then from 1907, the Times, I added just this little article here that says "The Woods in Winter," just to give it some extra detail. So let's take a look through this beautiful, beautiful Christmas junk journal. I did a little bit of hand stamping just to add some Christmas color. This is the original book here. It's called A Harmony of Synoptic Gospels in Greek. Not very interesting. However, I liked that beautiful hunter evergreen green. So I'm going to just take you on a little journey here. A lot of the antique book pages are just from old Christmas storybooks. This is not Christmas themed, but it is the perfect red and green, and it is a 1950s badge that would have been sewn on a jacket, and of probably a little boy's jacket of an airplane, and that would be a very old warplane, that one. And I made it into a little tuck spot, and this is from a 1950s magazine, and it's just got a little Christmas advertisement in it there. I thought that was fun. Here we go. We have this page here. Oh, I found vintage pattern tissue that was red and green, and it wasn't even for Christmas. I was just very excited. This is from the book A Christmas Carol, and that's from the early 1900s. And this pocket here is made from vintage Christmas stamps. And then this just came out of a vintage botanical book, and I just thought it was cute because it has Christmas cherry and pepper plants on it. So I thought that was pretty sweet theme there. And 1930s music book here, and I think I have that one. Is it this one? Nope, it's another one. I have a few. This is from it was actually a journal cover. It's from an antique painting, oil painting, and it's a pine tree. So it was a scrap left over, so I reused it, and it also reinforces this very unusual page that we have coming up here. So if you own this book, pay attention to how this opens. This was "O Come All Ye Faithful." So when you open it, you're going to flip it this way, and then this beautiful plate here, plate 116 from the 1902 book Currier and Ives. And I made it flip up this way because if you don't, the second one would be upside down. So it's this lovely Christmas scene. It says "Early Winter" on the other side. So that's how you lift to see the plates. And then in here is a little Night Before Christmas vintage book here that I found at an antique shop. So that's inside here. So you're just going to open that, lay this down, and then you can flip the page again. And over here I have a vintage postcard, and just a title of a book says "Holiday Adventure," another vintage seal. And this is a 11 Days of Christmas, the 11th day of Christmas, sorry. Story from the children's Mother Goose book from the 1940s. And Mrs. Goose's Wild Christmas. I love the little holly images here. This is the spine of an antique book, the inside signature spine. And this is a lovely Christmas photo from January 1945. Isn't that fantastic? And that's all mounted on another vintage Christmas page, but I did this with this one. It says, going on a journey, the fir tree. So little mice in the tree there. And then in here, I've tucked just a little booklet for you to do some more journaling on in this hunter green crochet bit, which is unusual. So isn't that awesome? Tea-dyed paper, not antique. I added extra journaling paper for you. And this is a recipe for turkey sandwiches and turkey recipes. And this is a vintage comic, and it was a Christmas theme, so I just thought it belonged in my Christmas journal. It was kind of fun. This lovely, look at this image here. It is spectacular, and it came from this very, I want to say 1938 Christmas Carol book. Had to read the Roman numerals there. Isn't that spectacular? On both sides, full color. And there's the turkey recipe page. And over here, this is from the 1800s. It's a sentiment a day journal book. And I pulled the Christmas December 25th day there. It's quite lovely and very precious. And a little pearl shop receipt because it had red print. And this is a 1955 or 1935 Christmas seal for the Lung Association. And the Christmas story, vintage page here. This is from an old vintage book, The Christmas Carol. And this would have been a card it was from a jeweler called Burke's. And so somebody must have bought some jewelry, and then this would have been included in the gift box. And I made that pocket just out of an antique page. This is another Christmas story here. This is a craft book, but it had a red and green cover, so I added that as well. And I made this little pocket here with some antique paper and put this tag in here. Now, this is not vintage. It is new. Somebody gifted it to me, but I did want to include it just because it was precious. So full disclosure, that is not antique. A lovely little Christmas page here. It's quite wrinkled because I had to really reinforce it because it was a bit brittle. And if you find some pages break because they are so old and brittle, don't be upset. Just glue them back into one of the blank pages or tuck them in a pocket, and you can continue to keep them and love them. That's an old storybook page there. Now this is wonderful. This is a vintage Christmas card, and I glued the bottom because it would have folded up, and I turned it into pockets. So I've got another wonderful, this came from an embroidery magazine. So I made a tag out of that and pockets in the card here. And then this was from Helen and Clarence Clattenburg. And here is a wonderful carbon copy of a hand-typed verse for the 12 Days of Christmas. And if you read it, the last three are not traditional. They're really fun. So you'll have a lot of fun reading those. And there we have another little Christmas scene of in a children's book. And this is the Christmas edition of The Listener. It's a British magazine from 1955. So this was the December 22nd issue. Isn't that gorgeous? And on the flip side, there's those wonderful advertisements from the 50s. And I put that all in this pocket I made with an antique book page, and this very precious Christmas postcard here. Isn't that lovely? It's got the gold on it. And somebody just used that as a Christmas card. I think it's stunning. There we go. I'll just put that over there for now. And another vintage stamp here. And I pulled this from the dictionary, the love words. I thought that was appropriate. And I did a little hand stamping here, Christmas berries. And in this pocket is this wonderful 1950s advertisement for Christmas cotton items. And then over here is just some wonderful winter advertisements. And that's from the 1950s ladies magazine. This is wonderful, absolutely wonderful. This is from 1928. Here, it's an invoice for lamps and lanterns. Isn't that fantastic? And on the back, some shop owner has used it to do some tallying. I was going to erase it, and I thought, no, that's the history of this piece, and it's the only one I have, and I'm just sad to give it away, but thrilled for the person who gets it. This is a craft page on making stockings. Little pocket here with a, this is a vintage postcard, and I believe it's from Poland. Yes, from Poland. Isn't that fun? 1980s, so that's about 40 years old, that one. Just hand stamped a little deer here. Some more Christmas books. Another children's Christmas book here. This one is for December 23rd. Dottie's Christmas Cookies. Oh, I just put this little note here to myself to remember that this page here, which is over here, is from 1905, How to Make a Garden. And then this wonderful book here is from this giant Frosty the Snowman vintage book. But hopefully we'll make a few more journals as well. And that another little flip side of the children's book. And going on a journey with Santa and his sleigh. And here is Mary and Joseph. And yeah, that brings us to the end. So this is going on Etsy momentarily. I hope you'll visit my Etsy page at etsy.com/shop/hyperstamper and subscribe so you can see when the next one comes out. Talk to you soon.